What is important for us in this work, ever since we started, is to enlarge the discussion to the broadest possible European spectrum and to include the Western Balkans in the European debate.
The opening ceremony of the Reflection Forum, I think that very interesting and important inputs can come from civil society. We are looking forward to the ideas that are put forward and bring forward by civil society.
There is a joke in all these post-communist countries of Europe that wanted to join, that the EU accession is always 10 years away.
If we do not have a realistic perspective of membership for Western Balkan countries by 2025, I'm afraid that there won't be many people left, many citizens left, who will be interested in the EU processes and who will support the processes.
There is need to have to integrate Western Balkan countries within the European Union for several economic and security reasons, and also because citizens in the Western Balkans feel Europeans.
A simple repeat of the 2004 and 2007 enlargement is impossible, which means that we need to look into ways in which either this model of European enlargement can be adapted or changed for the Western Balkans.
There is an issue of credibility, there's no doubt about it, with regard to the EU's approach on enlargement.
As we speak, there is technical enlargement, there is a technocratic process of enlargement, but there is no substantial enlargement whatsoever.
What should we do? Should we continue with the same process? How can we enhance it by some other new initiatives such as Berlin process?
The Berlin process allowed gradually to reaffirm the region as an important political stake for Europe.
I think it's very important to keep Berlin process alive, but it should not become a substitute for the accession process.
What we should expect is that this Berlin process transforms somehow, has a deeper impact on the EU enlargement policy. So the change should be more than a cosmetic one, supplementing the EU enlargement policy. It should be about transforming it, finding a new recipe.
I think we all keep saying, well, it looks as though the EU's post-enlargement. We're post-enlargement. Enlargement's disappearing both in the texts from the EU doesn't talk so much about enlargement, and maybe we are post-enlargement, and maybe we have to acknowledge that the relationship between Serbia and Brussels, or between the Western Balkans and the EU, is a complex, ongoing relationship. And we all hope enlargement is the outcome. But maybe we need to move beyond this obsession with enlargement and say, actually, membership isn't imminent. It doesn't mean that the EU and these countries can't have and we can't have high expectations about what that relationship can deliver.
The Western Balkans actually have much more commonalities between them that can help them in the long term when they become members of the European accession or on the road to the EU.
We will not build the Schengen borders between Croatia and Bosnia or the other countries. If they come, they have to come together.
The Trieste summit in July will be an important step to provide new platforms for common building and for strongly improved integration, first by sector, but for a full membership.
This time, I believe this is a kind of a critical moment, critical juncture. There is a need to say and to deliver in terms of connectivity agenda. So this was so far on paper. This has been discussed widely, but there is a need to make a decisive push towards more of implementation.
One hopes that one of the key messages to come out of the Trieste summit will be more engaging in terms of the governance issues, rule of law, government accountability, and a greater space for the civil society dialogue, more systematic approach towards civil society involvement.
The region as a whole and all these countries need the material support from European countries and the EU as a whole. But at the same time, this support has to come with some sort of safeguards that will ensure that the material gains for the region can trickle down to the ordinary population, and they do not just generate new wealth for the political elites that are close to the government or close to those in the rule.
The challenges of this region is to be back on track, be again a topic of attention and counterparts in the European integration process, be again our common future, if you like.